Hi, I'm Rob Streeter and welcome to the channel. Today we've got another in our series of doing some better flies for big bass. This one's going to be a lot of fun. It is my take on a very popular streamer pattern, and it's called Barr's meat whistle. And I've done some adaptations with this and made some changes to get it to suit my needs. The lakes around me have a lot of yellow perch as their forage bait fish, so I've kind of made some tweaks to make this more of a perch fly, and made some changes in with the hook as well. So let's see if we can make this and perch it up a little bit. This is a variation of the meat whistle fly. It was originally created for bass but became very popular with trout anglers as well, and I'm doing a little variation of it and tying it on a soft plastic hook for bass instead of a jig hook. So here we go. So we got our hook and our cone all set to go, and what we don't have is we need our strip. It is going to go like this. Alright, so we gotta get this strip on. So I already made a hole in the leather part. Get it over. And it's going to ride about like that. So I get my hook back in the vise. And I got to kind of get that whole thing out of the way. So I use my favorite thing for that. And that is a hair clip. So that gets all of that out of the way. And we'll come in with our thread. Just do a few wraps. So I've done some variations from the original fly to suit my purposes, and my purpose in this is to make this look like a little yellow perch, a juvenile perch, which the largemouth lake that I fish in has quite a few of those. So I am going to use Estaz. The original one uses body braid. So I'm just going to use a olive colored Estaz. We'll get that in. And bring this forward. And you want to make sure you got enough room for the head, so you don't want to crowd it too much. So we're just going to bring that in. And we'll go right to there. And we'll trim that. And just a wrap or two, good tight wrap. So we got that down. And I am going to bring in my bunny fur. I want to get my bunny fur like this, so it rides downward like that. So the tail rides downward. I want the fur to ride back that way. So we're going to get that in. I do kind of a loose wrap, a little bit tighter, and I'm going to pull that down so it's going to be tight along that Estaz. And now that I got that, I'm going to do a couple tight wraps. And we'll trim that leather back. And I want to get all little fuzzies. Okay. So next, I am just going to use, and this is olive, going to use one piece of olive flashaboo about the length of the tail. I'll put that in on the side. Bring it over and put it in on the other side. And I'll take the long part. have it match this side, so I'll just measure that out. Cut that. And I'm going to do the same thing with a single silly leg. And you can always, if you make it a little long, you can always clean it up after you get the fly tied. I got 2 of those. And that came in at the same length. I'm just going to tie that side down. Okay. Okay. Next thing, I want to have a little bit of orange on this, along this guy's belly, so I'm going to use orange calf tail. Not a ton, just a little bunch. And that's going to be on his belly, so I'm just going to turn my vise over. And we'll get that in. That's all I want. I want just a little bit of that contrasting color. Okay. And lastly, got a hen saddle. That's going to be the collar. Tie that in. And clip the barb. And we'll bring that in. Tie that off. And just a quick whip finish. You gotta watch you don't get the loop up in front of the cone. Okay. Put a drop of head cement on that. I always put head cement on it. This one probably doesn't need it because it's going to be under the cone, but it doesn't cost you anymore. So get a drop of that in there. And my cone around and on. And I'm just going to make just a little bit of thread in front of that cone. And as I always tell you, there's always that one pesky little fiber. Not a lot, that's good. Just a whip finish. And we're going to UV cure around that. Just going to roll it. Get on there. And we'll hit it with the light. Fun stuff. I don't know who invented UV cure, but I really like it. It's a great fly tying. Great fly tying head cement. So there you have it. That is just a simple but really beefy fly, and it's a great largemouth fly, and you can make this as big as you want. I had this one hook. This is just a bigger version of that bass hook. You can make them that big for largemouths. That I think is like a 2.0 or a 4.0. And as long as you can get a cone over that hook and get it around the shank, you're good to go.